This video aims to give a bit of background into ACC Results Companion and how to use it. ACC, when originally released, had no results analysis or fastest laps. So if you wanted to record your history, your fastest laps, see how you were doing, you had to use a manual workaround, such as manually storing results, maybe storing them in a spreadsheet like I used to, just using a heat map for comparison. And I thought there must be a simpler way of doing this. ACC provided a couple of interfaces to be able to interrogate results. These were results files, but these were only produced for single player races and hot stints, and also shared memory for all types, but only for player cars. As a result of these, ACC Results Companion was born to try and automate the recording of these. The main screen of ACC Results Companion is the session page. The top list shows all the sessions that have been completed, up to a limit of 1,000 rows at the moment for performance reasons. Various columns are displayed, so we have the time the session was completed, the track the session was run on, the player car, the session type. The duration is the planned duration of the session, so for things like races, qualifying and hot stints, this is the time limit of the session. However, for sessions like hot laps and pre-practice out of race weekends where there is no time limit, these will be displayed as 0. However, the total time will be the total elapsed time at the end of the session. Other columns give details like online, so whether it is multiplayer, single player or a server session. The Kunos special event number. For special events, these are greater than 0 and will correspond to the event number that the Kunos assigned to it. We have the total laps completed at the end of the session, the final position at the end of the session. In addition, you can right click on the column header and select any other column available. Most of the columns are sortable, so you can sort by clicking on the header and sort in ascending order or descending order. In addition, you can filter on various columns, so you could filter by date, by track, by car, by session type, whether it is a wet or dry session, whether it is a Kunos special event, filter on single player or multiplayer or server-side sessions. You could also restrict to just sessions that include either your personal bests or lap records for the entire field, or indeed you could exclude those sessions if you wanted to perform some housekeeping. The filters are additive, so here we will show sessions just for the last 3 months on Barcelona for the Aston Martin. To clear the filter, just press the clear button. To select the individual details of the session, just click on the session row, and the session details here will be displayed for the player car. The player car will always be highlighted in blue. It shows the lap, the position at the end of the lap, the fuel used at the end of the lap, the lap time and the sector times, and the delta to the real world race records. The times are color coded in the same way that ACC uses, so the fastest lap is in green, the fastest sectors are in purple, invalid laps are in red, and other laps are in white. If you want to view all cars that were recorded, click the All Cars button. Here again you'll see the player car is highlighted in blue and alternate laps are highlighted in grey. If you want to view the details of another car, just double click on that car and it will show just those details. To return to the player car, press the player car button. Again, most columns are sortable by clicking on the header column to view in ascending or descending order. Circuits page is the main point of ACC Results Companion and shows the lap records you hold for each of the cars of the laps. You can select the circuit you're interested in and it will show all the records for all the cars that you've run against this track. The times are colour coded based on the scheme you've selected. For the default ACC scheme, the fastest laps are shown in green and the fastest sectors in purple, with all other times in white. It also shows the deltas to the real world records, so with red as slower than the record, green faster than the record. The times and cars are sortable in this screen. If you select the fastest across all cars, this will also include AI cars for single player races and all players for server-side results, not just your own player times. If you're interested in looking at the details of an individual session, just double click a particular row and it will direct you straight to that record. To clear that filter, just press the clear there and it would again show all sessions. If you have sessions that you recorded manually or in a spreadsheet before running ACC Results Companion, you can also enter these directly here so you have a record of them. Just go to the manual entry page, select the car, the track and whatever session it was, say it was a hot lap. You can say the fuel you were running at the time, whether it was wet or dry, and also include the lap times and the sector times, and also say what time you ran it at. Click add and it will add that session. If you go to the sessions page, you can see you've added that particular record, that lap recording there. I don't want to keep this, so you can right click and delete session and that will delete that individual session there, and refresh. You can change the behaviour of ACC Results Companion to some degree by clicking on the sessions page. You can configure the colour schemes, adjust the logging behaviour, you can display and configure the location of the folders that you used, and also display the account name that is configured in ACC, which is used by ACC Results Companion to match the player car in server sessions. If we look at the default colours used, in the ACC scheme we have the fastest lap in green, fastest sectors in purple, invalid laps in red, other times in white. If you don't like this scheme, there is also an F1 scheme, for want of a better word. This uses a similar convention to F1 timing. So fastest laps, faster laps are in green, slower laps in amber, fastest sectors and rapid laps are in purple, and invalid laps are in black. When we click on this, the session scheme should automatically be updated. If you don't like either of these pre-configured schemes, you can also customize your own. Click on the custom scheme, again automatically updated. But this time you can click on the individual buttons and choose your colour to your own preference, and again it will be updated here. In addition, you can also choose the colour schemes that you use the deltas to slower and faster laps, which are updated here. I'll just revert to my preferred colours. In addition, you can adjust the contrast to the font used to the background colours. You'll see with the black invalid button the font is white, whereas all others are black, which gives an acceptable contrast to the background colour. However, you can customise where these fit by using the slider. At some point the colours flip over. The same schemes are used for the circuit records. If you prefer, you may use a heat map. Clicking on the button here, we choose a slowest time of red, set the fastest to green. Now the circuit's times I use a heat map to display, going from red slowest to green fastest. You may also use a 3-point heat map where the midpoint uses a separate colour. So now we see that we go from red slowest to yellow for the average times and green for the fastest times. If you have manually entered times where the sectors haven't been supplied, these will be shown as the slowest colour. In order to configure ACC Results Companion for server results, go to the settings page and select the server results folder. Click this button here to choose the folder to use. This will be the folder that either is directly linked to the server where the results get put, or a local folder where you can store server results files that you receive from the server administrator. Choosing the folder there. First time through, check the scan server results on start. This will mean that when ACC Results Companion starts, it scans the whole folder and determines whether it's already processed a file or not based on its name and size. Subsequent runs, you probably don't need to have this checked on. It adds an extra performance overhead, and ACC Results Companion should just pick up new files that come in. So best to check that off once you're already running. You'll see from the log that it's now picked up a whole bunch of files that are on the server results folder, and if we go to the sessions, we'll see a number of sessions here that have been recorded. Most sessions have no car recorded because it can't identify a player, so it just shows all results for all players. For the very first here, it recognises my player name, which matches in settings the account name in ACC, and will just show the results for my player. If you want to show all players, just click all cars there and it will show all the cars. If you want to focus in on a particular player, just double click and it will just show theirs, and then back to all players, just check the player car. For the column here, which is the penalties, it shows when penalties have been applied, and the colour coding is such that red is for a new penalty, amber is for a penalty that is pending, and green is when a penalty is served. So in this case you can see that a penalty was received on lap 2, it was pending on lap 3, a new penalty was received on lap 4, and the penalties weren't cleared until lap 7. If you want to see the details of the penalties, you right click, do display penalties, and you can see the individual penalty details there. That just about wraps it up for ACC Results Companion. If you enjoy it and find it useful and would like to show your appreciation, you can provide a small donation via the donate button at the bottom of the screen. Thank you for using.